All right, strategic prepper community, greetings and salutations. Hey, I wanted to give you guys yet another update. This situation up in Canada is moving fast, and I'll tell you what, I've heard some people getting kind of excited because of the progress. I'll tell you, don't get too excited too fast, so hold on, and I'll tell you why. And I'm looking over here because I got my screen up, and Freedom Convoy triumphs as Canadian mandates fall. All right, keep an eye on where they are falling. The conservative provinces are the ones that are backing off these vaccine passports. The provinces that are more open to liberty, those are the ones that are backing off. And it's not the national government. Okay, so while there is some progress, and we see in the U.S. There's some backpedaling and some progress across the U.S. That seems to be the direction that things are going. People are generally realizing that this thing's over. You're not going to get rid of it. That promise was a false promise, and so people are coming to that realization. Some of us had that a lot longer, and others are just now coming to that. That news is wonderful news, especially for people who live in those provinces. But that is not Ottawa. And so let me go down here. Another article: Ontario Health Minister no plans to end vaccine passports or the mask mandate despite the protests. So over in Ontario, over in Ottawa, they're like, no, we're going to keep this going. And because I'll tell you what, the elites, so we can call them the left, but you know what? For the U.S., it's not all Democrats. There's Republicans like this. It's the elites who believe that they have some God-given innate right to rule others. That's who these people are. And, the thing is, you probably heard me say this before, but the very nature of government attracts these people. Not everybody, but people typically will go into government, whether it's the school board or whether it's Congress or the Parliament, because they want to be able to tell others what to do. And so it's not a surprise they're on a sugar high right now because COVID gave them all, they were given all kinds of power and authority that they weren't used to having. And there's going to be people who don't want to give that up. And you've also heard me say on the all global elite, I think they made their move. They decided that this is the time to really push, and you always got to leave room for elites altering their overall big picture. But Ontario minister says, nope, we don't care. Truck drivers or not truck drivers, we're going to keep these mandates because they've got that power, and they're going to teach us, they're going to teach them, they're going to teach the truck drivers who is in charge, and it's not you truck drivers. They're going to teach us. That's why they've been arresting people. That's why they've been arresting people who want to help them out. I mean, give me a break. There's a peaceful protest. They're driving trucks, and somebody wants to give them food and fuel. I mean, where is the risk to the nation here as far as safety, security, other than the economics side? But come on, you're going to let people riot in your city and burn downtowns of your city, and that's okay. But anyway, I don't want to get on that one. Another one here. Justin Trudeau under fire, faces second day of insults, heckles in the Canadian Parliament. This is what I told you in a previous video. This has the potential to topple the government, either the Trudeau government or the constitutional system itself. It really depends on which way it goes, because it could go pretty bad. It depends on the responsiveness of the government. There's a time. There's multiple times, but there's a time when people in government have to realize that they have overstepped their bounds and they back off. Don't throw eggs at me, but you remember Bill Clinton. The era of big government is over. He realized that the winds had changed, and whether or not you're a fan of him doesn't matter. But he realized that the winds had changed, and he had backed off and accepted some welfare reform and other types of reform, and He understood that. And if these people in Ottawa don't get their heads out of their butts and realize that the winds have changed and they need to back off and restore liberties, if they don't understand that, they could be the ones who, they're the ones who are anti-democratic. They are tyrants. And if they don't realize that and back off and restore democracy, restore personal liberties, they're going to find that this thing is going to grow, and it's going to grow big. So the opposition in Canada is giving Trudeau a hard time. But here's these people are cranking it up. Here's the next one. Just got this very recently. Like within, I got this today, within a few hours. Ottawa police say they have enlisted the help of child services. They have not ruled out taking away the truckers' children. So you want to protest the government? We're going to starve you. We're going to deprive you of fuel, arrest you, and take your children. Oh my gosh! What? In what world do these people think that this is right? What they're doing? And, it has nothing. It's all about them maintaining their power. And like I said, I mean, if they didn't have the wisdom of Bill Clinton, and yeah, I did say that, where he understood and he needed to step it back a little bit. Keep back on Bill Clinton. You remember his first budget that he submitted as president to the Congress, I think, when it got voted on, it failed like 99-0 or 0-99 in the Senate. And you have to learn in this form of government that none of you, Mr. Pretty Boy Trudeau, none of you are kings or queens. You're not a king. In fact, you're not even head of the dang country. You're head of you're head of the government. You're not even head of the country. The Queen is the head of the country. But that's a difference. So you're not even president. But you're like a glorified Nancy Pelosi. But anyway, your system is a little bit different. But he's not going to back off. He's got the power. He's drunk with the power. And I do believe that there is a very good chance that these people will pull out all the stops to retain that power. And I always think in terms of the U.S. But it's kind of hard not to look at our neighbors up north and see the parallels and the similarities. Their struggles are our struggles, and our struggles are their struggles. And I want to encourage you guys up there to just hang in there. And that is a line I hope they don't cross, but that is a big bad line to cross, going and grabbing the kids of the truckers. And I hope that the people in Canada will not tolerate that. That is beyond abusive. That is definitely not democratic. But anyway, I've heard people sounding euphoric about some of the Western provinces backing off on the mandates in Canada. And what I'm looking at, I'm doing my research, I'm like, guys, maybe you need to understand the Canadian system a little better. I know I'm no expert, but I understand the difference between a federal government and a province. And that's a challenge. So stay tuned. This is not over. And this has the potential of getting big. And hopefully some calmer heads will prevail with the elites, and they'll back off. Because I'll tell you what, these truckers don't want to take the government. They don't want to knock the government. They just want their dang liberties back. But if you put the stick in the hornet's nest, you may find that you get stung. And these people need to talk about the government, needs to realize that there are limits on their role. And so anyway, I've said enough. And anyway, stay tuned. We're going to try to keep you up to date with information as we get it, relevant information. I really wasn't even going to do this today, but so much has come out that is relevant to the story. I thought I would share with you. And so stay tuned, share, thumbs up, all that good stuff, and stay safe and stay prepared.